Good afternoon. The Mueller poop show is done. Here we are, guys. It is 4:02 p.m. on the East Coast. It's actually 1 p.m. for Mr. Shady Groove. Shady, get on in here on 7/24/2019 at 1:03 p.m. on the West Coast.
It's 1300 hour for me for a change, guys. Coming to you live, 5-5 worldwide. What an adventure in reality politics that was, my friend. I mean, OMG.
You know, and excuse me, you know, if you have little children in the room, what a shit show. I'm sorry. I had to say that.
We paid for that.
We paid for that?
Yeah, we paid for that.
My gosh, I am so sorry for that, folks.
I can't believe it.
You know, absolutely disgusting. Oh, I gotta let you guys know this show is sponsored by the Patriot Beacon. Let's get right into it, and then let's get into it. Let's get into it, and let's get into it. How about it? Here we go.
Do it.
Wow, it's Neo and Trinity. There you are. Do you guys like the Patriot Beacon? Come on.
Good job. Speak. Speak.
There they are. Those are the dogs that love the Patriot Beacon. Look, guys, we have got Dark to Light coming out. We could have 10 Days of Darkness. We got the Patriot Beacon. They are proudly sponsoring us. I mean, I'm telling you guys right now, it is an awesome flashlight. I have one of them. Shady got a couple. I know a lot of you guys out there have them, but make sure you spread this out, man. I mean, this offer is good all the time. Give them this link. Give them ITM20 for an additional 20% off of this $43.95. They are so kind to sponsor us, guys. If it wasn't for them and you guys with the Super Chat and the Patreon and the PayPal, we would not be here today. Make sure you get this thing, man. I'm telling you, I still haven't charged it yet. I've had it since December. It just sits in my car and charges with the sun. And yes, there is red and blue in there. It's got a bright light if you need to work out. It's got charging. You can actually hit a safety alarm if you don't have two Dobermans walking with you. It's got a power bank, you know, all that stuff. You can, you know, if you fall into a ditch with water, you got a seatbelt cutter. Rip that seatbelt off, smash that window out, and get out. It's got a compass. That's some old school stuff right there, guys. But you know, I'm telling you, I ran it over with the car as well, with my Audi 2000Q Audi, and it was awesome, guys. So Shady, what do you think?
I really appreciate all of the Patriots out there who've supported us, and please, anyone, this is the way that we do support each other. And who would have thought, Matrixxx, even a year ago, if we could have said, oh, well, we have Patriot supported news, and it really actually working out, and people coming to the conversation in droves now after seeing all this stuff, plus after seeing today, guys. People are going to start coming around and asking you guys questions who've spoken to members of your family out there. This is just absolutely insane. So thanks so much for supporting us with the Patriot Beacon, Matrixxx, and all you Anons out there. So much love has been shared with you with supporting our sponsors here. There's a fresh debacle on my mind. I don't. Let's do. There's you guys out there. An antitrust probe? What? This is the way we're going to do this? Nope. 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 Hey, Matrixxx, you're muted there, man. I'm sorry. I just now noticed you are muted.
Wow, guys, I do that all the time.
We'll start right there. It's all right. We'll start right back to the start. There we go.
All right.
I'm getting my screen back over, but just start right at the top and we'll talk about it again.
Beep,
All
beep,
good.
a robot,
good,
a
man.
bot
We're
would
shot
not
out
have
of
made
the
this
cannon today.
mistake. A bot would not have made this mistake, guys. So I am
I've seen
human.
bots make this mistake before.
Hey,
We have.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. Okay, so we got
shot out of a cannon.
3468. Guys, this is an amazing day, right? We're waiting for D-Class now. We're going to go over that. But look, the Department of Justice opens an antitrust probe into social media. Who has told you about antitrust? Do you trust Google, Shady?
Nope.
Do you trust Facebook?
Nope.
Do you trust Twitter?
Nope.
Antitrust.
Antitrust.
Change we can believe in. And guys, cue links to this right here, which is the Students for Trump breaking. The DOJ has announced they're opening an antitrust probe into the social media companies. Quote, without discipline of meaningful market-based competition, digital platforms may act in ways that are not responsive to consumer demands. I can't say it correctly. But guys, who's been telling you about trust and antitrust?
We could go back in time and
Trust
look at quite
the
a bit
plan.
of information, man.
I'm going to go to Patriots fight right now, right? I want to show you this right here. Look, Q's gavel right there.
Future comms.
That gavel, future comms, this gavel leads to antitrust and trust law enforcement, guys, from May 2009. You heard it here first.
Boom, boom.
Right here. So you can imagine how
excited
I was, guys. So antitrust, you don't say. It's time to read this thread, guys. It's time to read it. Here it is right here. Q sent me, and I told you guys, antitrust. Look at that. War drummers blocked me. Over the target. I'm attacked all the time. Over the target. Why is that? Over the target.
Well, you know, the thing is, whenever you really do the research on the history of our nation and you understand that our Constitution was built around the idea of the trust and you having a trust and you being a trust, and then that was usurped and turned into you being an entity of the trust, and then now you're an agent of the trust, and then you're a slave to the trust. Right now, every one of us with our all capital letters names are slaves to a trust, and the politicians and no one ever talks about the trust or how your money is entrusted by government to you and how the whole system works, and school doesn't teach you. So it's very interesting that this is the big conversation that everyone wanted to ignore and attack us on, because they've kind of predicated a lot of their attacks on us based on the idea that we're off the mark with this information.
Right. So I want to give a big shout out to B Jammin' Girl. Wow, Shady and Matrixxx owning it today like Jim Jordan. Thank you so much. I will take that as the highest. That is a high compliment, and I thank you very, very much. Why did War Drummer go sour? Because he's part of their plan, guys. I'm sorry to say, he's the deacon. What does the deacon protect?
Research, yeah, where did that term come from?
All right, so remember, Guys, you saw my thread there, right? The antitrust thread, right? Let me just tell you something really quick because it needs to be said. All right, you see this? This is on a big screen. The day before, Q dropped and deleted a post that said, "Future comms, pre-stage elects, yes. Pre-stage sec, yes." We reported on this, guys. Trust the plan. There it is. And Q posted it the very next day. I'm telling you right now, this is big. This antitrust thing is how we're going to get the head of the snake or the Y head and the owls, guys. Look at this. This is the article from 2009. First time this picture was ever used on the internet. It's called "Restoring Trust and Antitrust Enforcement." Boom. That's all I got to say. And you guys can go down and read this whole thread because it's absolutely amazing and obviously on target. Also, I want to let you guys know, too, that we will be having the Q Baby's parents on again one more time. They are really going after them on the chans. Why is that? Because these people don't want the message out there. These are the same people attacking everybody, guys. It's only about 130 people. Don't sweat it. The chans are owned by these trolls, guys. Don't worry about it. We are winning, period. Yeah, the all for a LARP. Why are they attacking us, Shady? Why? Why are they attacking?
They're attacking us because they know that we're being effective, man, and they're attacking other people who are exposing it. Just like, for instance, the parents of the Q baby are being attacked because they actually got some attention from the president, and they are actually a target for the media, just like they were a target for us to have a moment. The picture would be the signifier, where the media has to turn their attack machine on them as well. And unfortunately, there's quite a number of them that live over there on the chans that are driving this narrative that human beings aren't allowed to somehow sell a t-shirt or do something productive in their own reality. I don't think that we would be communicating so well at rallies if some people weren't wearing Q shirts that they bought somewhere, or the walk away movement wouldn't be working so well to get people to come to the Republican conversation if somebody didn't sell a Q shirt or t-shirt every once in a while, and the president sure wouldn't get reelected if someone didn't donate to his campaign. So the reality of the situation is they are driving a narrative that is tried and true, and it comes from the bowels of communism, and it ain't working here.
Hey, everybody, who doesn't want the Q and POTUS word to get out?
Deep state.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
So do you think
Everybody
those are the
else
people
seems
that
to
are
be all
attacking
for it.
me and you and Praying Medic and the Q baby?
Well, they're coming after even people that watch us in chat.
That's
You know,
right.
so, I mean, they're attacking everyone.
They're trying to dox everybody. Damos,
Yeah,
thank you so much, my brother. I love you so much. I love all of you. Thank you. That was 2 1745s, man. Wow, times 2. But look, we are over the target. Our, the MAGA collision. I call them the maggot coalition.
Guys, Carly, MAGA collision.
I call them the maggot coalition.
They're on a collision course now, buddy.
Yeah. Do we have a live Q drop?
We may have one. I didn't hear this. I didn't hear the buzzer. Do we get one?
But we will check it out. But let's read that. Yeah, we do. Wiktionary. Look at Force of Nature. Our president.
That's what the president just tweeted.
Yeah. So let's go right live to that Q post. Force of Nature, guys. There it is. Wiktionary.com. Force of Nature. Let's go look. Force of nature, a mighty natural force which is beyond human control, notably if political catastrophic such as elements, storms, and extreme temperatures, or geological seismic volcanic activity. Myths and religion often ascribe natural forces to supernatural beings, acts of a god, gods, heroes, shaking the earth, raising a storm or a flood, etc. Figuratively, a thing or person that exhibits qualities which appear to be beyond outside control. A fundamental force, guys.
Huh. Hey, Matrixxx, I got a tweet from the president coming through the chat. You ready?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. Here it comes.
POTUS.
Now, I wonder what this says. The president tweeted you guys just a little bit ago there.
There it is. Let's get it. Look at this. Here it comes right here. Donald Trump status.
What does he say?
Truth is a force of nature. That is not a Q proof, is it?
No.
Oh wait, or they're gonna say Q, if Q did. See.
Well, they did it backwards, but it doesn't really matter.
Q sent us the Matrixxx.
Groove hour.
That's
and all of our Q army to say We're a force of nature.
And guys, I'm going to go ahead. Please retweet this. If you are part of our Q Army, retweet this because this is you. We are doing this live. Q sent us at the Matrixxx Groove Hour, and we are live right now, guys, with live Q
on
posts.
The air in the afternoon on the East Coast.
I know,
1300.
All right, so there is the review on the right there, Justice Department reviewing the practices of market-leading online platforms. Q has talked about this. It's all about antitrust. I saw the news and their talking points going, well, I don't know why. I don't know why that's happening. Well, they're DARPA. We paid for them.
We bought the stuff.
That's right.
The equipment's ours.
That's right. So those are the Q posts, basically. Trust the plan. They're talking about my man on 8chan. Nice, guys. Matrixxx was right. Finally. Somebody said something nice. That was good. That was a good thread from him. Wow. That was from Snig. We are saving Israel for last for various. Oh, okay. So somebody put my Trust the Plan thread on there and said, guys, GUISE, Matrixxx was right. Wow. Finally, somebody getting my back out there. Snig, thank you, brother. I appreciate you sharing that with me.
I'm amazed they didn't take it down.
I know, right? I'm surprised I'm not deleted. All right. So we got a Q post, Force of Nature. Guys, Donald J. Trump. Wow. He's my president right there.
Truth is a force of nature, isn't it?
Truth.
I mean, what's driving you every day, Matrixxx?
Truth.
Yeah, me too.
Truth. All right, so let's get into real quick. We've got this. This is the biggest intel drop in our history in thematrixx.com with 3 X's. QAnon post. This is it, guys. Look at that. Look at this crowd here, guys. We are Q. Buy American, hire American. I think this was from the Tampa rally, if I remember correctly. But wow. And this is the year of the boomerang and more. So, Q post 3472. Greg Campbell. Wait, Greg Campbell. What a glorious time to be alive. Where we go one, we go all. Q Army, digital soldiers. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Greg Campbell. Thank you. Forces of nature are plural. Kathy, great catch. Great catch. Because that's all of us. We are POTUS's shield. We pray for him and we go out there and we meme and we get the truth out there. We slowly drip this into the consciousness, guys. That's what we're doing.
We show up on the 4th of July and you show up for rallies in a way that
voting booths.
Them. And voting booths.
And voting booths, Shady.
That's the main place. Get to that booth.
That's right. So, Shady, take this post. What does it say?
Hashtag paper ballot. This post says 2019, year of the boomerang.
Boomerang.
And that's all the capital letters. So it's year of the boomerang.
Ang.
That's the way they want us to hear that, I think.
Year of the boomerang. Ang. All right, and then there's this one, Shady. I thought this one was very awesome. As we saw a puppet, in my opinion.
Yes, sir.
3473. There are puppets. And there are puppet masters. Which is Mueller? Attempt to replace James Comey as FBI director failed. An attempt to regain FBI control, right? So that's the deep state trying to gain FBI control. Plot and plan, backup, to initiate Supreme Court to safeguard against criminal prosecution regarding illegal and criminal actions. SC equals blockade. SC equals loss of FBI command and control safeguard. DOJ depends on what agency for investigating criminal actions? FBI. Mueller, you won. No, he lost today, but he's gonna get. He was fighting for his life today, man. He will be indicted for Uranium One, guys. That is a fact. Mueller, Epstein, bury and cover up. Mueller, plot to remove duly elected POTUS. Biggest scandal in American history. Treason. 2019, the year of the boomerang. Ang.
Q.
I love it, man. I love it. That's my Q right there. Hey, has Q used boomerang ever before?
I don't know. Let's look.
This is a hat tip to Liberty 1111, who's a mod on here, and she's absolutely amazing. I don't know if she's here today, but Liberty, good call. She's like, I seem to remember boomerang, and sure enough, look at this. Tough Tessie. Wow, you are a tough Tessie. Thank you for being here. Thank you. This is Scrib.com document. It's about Cheney, Smith, SEO affidavit, but we knew then, we know now. This time we have government control. Boomerang suicide. Q. Wow. Wow.
All the way back in November.
Wow, yes, that was November 10th, 2018. Is there another one? Ooh. 2463 back
like
in
Christmas
November.
sometimes.
Oh my gosh, it is like Christmas. So we got voter ID law. Look, you know, you were saying we need voter ID laws. We need to say that, yes, we're citizens and we can vote. I mean, that absolutely, I used to be against it back in the day, though. Like, I thought it was going to be some sort of scam, but if it's done right, it's not a scam. And this says, will recent expected voter fraud actions by the D Party provide support for a voter ID law? Voter ID law equals death of D Party. Boomerang suicide? Q. Jeff Boyd, I've been with you since War Drummer, #the best. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you. Again, you know, War Drummer has turned on me. He was part of the attack squad that was attached to me. My thoughts and prayers go out for the Jezebel spirit that is infecting and inhabiting him. He actually provided me with you, Jeff, and many other people. So I really, really do appreciate him for that. And I have nothing bad to say except for beep. That's it. Was that censored? That was live censored.
No, it was censored. It's working.
Oh my gosh, there's the boomerang. All right, throw it. Okay, here. POTUS is Russian collusion. Ew. Boom. Russian dossier. Oh man, they thought they had it. Dang. I mean, prattling. This is
prattling on and on and on.
Nadine,
on it goes.
Nadine, we're going to get into the MAGA coalition. Stay tuned. Prattling. This is Bob Mueller prattling on and on and on. Mary Stern, 1776. Facts matter. Q. Love you guys. Love your work. Marie, we love you. Thank you so much. Wow, you guys. Thank you. He was lost. I mean, he didn't even know where he was, man. I'm telling you.
You think he knew he was in D.C.?
Who? Where? I wrote a report?
It's like,
wait.
I was supposed to read it.
I wrote 2 reports?
What?
Where am I?
This November?
Where am I?
Where's spring?
Where am I, Shady?
No, it looked like the Twilight Zone.
Oh my gosh. All right, so let's go into this because this was the Mueller. And I got it. I thought it was
what
House.
Is in the head of Robert Mueller?
You know, you got the House.
Anything in there.
My gosh. So this is it. So if Mueller defers to the original report, but D's fake news push a false narrative knowing majority of the public did not watch it. You see, that's why we did not come on at 1 o'clock because we needed you guys to watch it. Okay. Q gave us specific orders to watch it, essentially, in my opinion. Right. So
not watch us.
Not watch us. It's not about me. It's about the information. It's about watching this prattling senile Bob.
So you can
guy.
make sure that we know make sure you know what you paid for.
Yeah, we know that you know that I know that you know that I know that we know.
There's something stinking.
There is. I wanted to show you a little something real quick. Here it is. 8:30 this morning. I said, what if Bob, with 2 B's, is B2? And he bombed. Stealth bomber, date of first flight. It was supposed to be right on the 17th. July. Date of Mueller's testimony was supposed to be on the 17th July. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So B2, Bob has 2 B's, or not 2 B's. I don't know. Is it spelled backwards? Bob, is your name spelled backwards?
It is.
Is
it's totally spelled back. To be or not to be is the question.
I know.
And I mean, you think the guy could spell his name right.
B Jammin' Girl, and I'm not here to talk bad about that person per se, but just, discernment, even with us. I mean, the truth is learned, it's never told, right, guys?
Exactly right, man.
All right, so I wanted to show you that, and I did that at 8:53 a.m. I really thought that maybe this guy was the B-2 bomber, and he did bomb, and there's no doubt about that. Okay, so look at this, guys. Look at, he was having a meltdown. My head's smoking. Did I read a report, Shady? I don't know. So I just, kind of started off the thread. It's over, Bob.
He was supposed to have written it, not just read it, but we anticipated he would at least have read it.
That makes certain that he's a puppet. The puppet masters read it, and the puppet was trying to remember what the hell he was.
The best puppet are the ones that can't read.
Right.
I gotcha.
So you made no determination. Write a confidential report about decisions reached, not about decisions not reached. You managed to violate every prosecutor's principle, Volume 2. It was a report that was not authorized under law. So volume 2 should not have even have been written, guys.
No, it's all about, there's over 200 references to the media reporting.
Right.
You know, once you go reading this, it's like, oh, Yahoo News said this, and then the president said this about that story. You know, and it would be like, oh, the president is saying this about that story, and therefore he's obstructing justice because he has an opinion. Oh my God.
So here's the movie that's playing right now. It's called Backfire, starring Robert Mueller, Jefferson Sessions, and William Barr. Backfire. To whom do you pledge allegiance? With Rod Rosenstein and Matthew Whitaker. Rated R.
Hashtag deadpan look.
Hashtag OMG. Allison Booth, thank you. Oh my gosh. Wow, you guys are so amazing. Thank you. Here we go. So that's the movie. This one. So basically, never interfere with an enemy. I said to get a lot. I said, enjoy the show. So he said, I told him to go in and get some popcorn. I said, get a lot. Enjoy the show. Never interfere. Then we got this, right? So I made sure to remind people at the time that Mueller will face charges regarding U1. He's working to save himself. Q. That's very obvious. Let's keep going because we still got eyes on Doug Collins. Remember, Q said eyes on Doug Collins, but let's, you want to rip through these, Shady? Go ahead and rip through these.
Special Counsel Robert Mueller. The investigation did not establish members of the Trump campaign conspired with the Russian government in the election interference activities. If we carry anything away today, it must be that we increase our vigilance against foreign election interference while we ensure our government officials don't weaponize their power against the constitutional rights guaranteed to every United States citizen. Russia meddled in the 2016 election. The president did not conspire with Russians. Nothing we hear today will change those facts, but one element of this story remains: the beginnings of the FBI investigation into the president. After an extended, unhampered investigation, today marks an end to Mueller's involvement in an investigation that closed in April. The burden of proof for accusations that remain unproven is extremely high, and especially in light of the special counsel's thoroughness. 5-5.
5x5. You know what? I missed a Q post too with Corticon.
Thread?
Yeah.
Which one did you probably went to send one and forgot to hit the button?
You know, you never know, right? Let me just see.
Which one did you miss? Let me see.
They're a puppet. That's today. Hang on. Where's yesterday's? I will find it. I missed Corticon's. Let me just go ahead. Let's just go to QMap. Here's QMap. This is Q post from yesterday. This is Corticon. Here we go. And this is an awesome dig, guys. Awesome. Sean Corticon, hat tip. I sent him a message. He's amazing. Right there. This is how Ray Chandler ties directly to child sex slave, human trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. And there's an article there. It says alleged Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre said in court filings that Epstein, MC2 modeling agency founded by Jean-Luc Brunel and their associates deliberately engaged in a pattern of racketeering and involved luring minor children through MC2, mostly girls under the age of 17, to engage in sexual play for money. I mean, this is just disgusting, guys.
Well, you also have a huge amount of people out there on the old Twitterverse that say there's no connection between Ray Chandler and Jeffrey Epstein. So thanks, Corticon, for making that really, really clear. And I'm glad Q pointed to that post yesterday.
Right. I will just he just unfollowed me for whatever reason. But hat tip, Sean. Target models. Where we go one, we go all, right, guys? Targets, models made to fill out an extensive background report. Targets, models asked in detail regarding family. Targets, models generally green lit based on loner, insecurity, depressed, P_eval. Targets, models generally green lit based on humble, poorer family background. Prevent possible legal retaliation. The spider web connects those most trusted, those most rich, those most powerful, ... Safe, free, highest level security, and max protect. Q. They thought you would never lose, Shady. That's it.
And I think with that post right there, they know they're not safe and they know they're not free. They are doing what they are told, and if they follow through with what they're being told to do, then they are the only ones who are going to be prosecuted for their crimes, as opposed to other people being part of it in their family. I mean, this is real stuff going on here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Real stuff, and these people are not to play around with, and our president and military officials know that.
Absolutely sad, man. Wow, it's sick. I mean, these people are sick, Shady.
Well, that is and the heaviness that we're all going to feel is going to, it's going to be amplified, and we're going to we're going to find ourselves on days where this stuff is really just hard to take, and that's why we've been trying to work so hard to get a group around the conversation. That's why Q is here, because he knew that there's not one single one of us that can do this, but he knew also, they knew that us coming together for this larger conversation would work.
Yeah.
It would absolutely work. We just had to get involved again and recognize that we had a chance to really, really have a free country, to really see and grasp liberty. That line of sight is not lost on any of these people that are listening to this broadcast today or any other day.
Did you hear Jim Jordan? Q predicted it, and it happened. Mifsud lied to the FBI multiple times, as acknowledged in the Mueller report, yet was not charged with the crime. AG Barr is investigating the Mifsud connection, more important than people realize. I mean, that was absolutely amazing. And if you
Russia.
if you go to that John Solomon report, it talks about this is the actual John Solomon status. Let's go to that real quick. Yes, Mickey, it does sound better. Thank you. Breaking DOJ. But if you go into this, right, Joseph Mifsud, I can't even say it correctly. Mifsud.
Such a goofy name. I know.
Mifsud. But there is. What was it? The bridge? It was the connect. What was it, Shady? The connector.
The link.
The link. Thank you. So Control F, LINK. There's 9 links in here. Let's look. There's one.
In the article.
Look at Link. Link University. So Link University in Rome. Training at Link. 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 All right. So it's worth the dig, guys. Link University in Rome. But yeah, wow, it was called out by Jim Jordan. And here's our prattler. I wrote a report, Shady.
You did?
I wrote 2 reports, Shady.
2?
I wrote 2 volumes.
You mean 2 reports?
Where am I?
You're in Washington, D.C., Mr. Miller.
Wee. Here's Rep. Jim Jordan. Here we go.
Something they probably haven't done before. They spied on 2 American citizens associated with a presidential campaign, George Papadopoulos and Carter Page. With Carter Page, they went to the FISA court. They used the now famous dossier as part of the reason they were able to get the warrant and spy on Carter Page for a better part of a year. With Mr. Papadopoulos, they didn't go to the court. They used human sources. All kinds of, from about the moment Papadopoulos joins the Trump campaign, you got all these people all around the world starting to swirl around him. Names like Halper, Downer, Mifsud, Thompson, meeting in Rome, London, all kinds of places. The FBI even sent a lady posing as somebody else, went by the name Azra Turk, even dispatched her to London to spy on Mr. Papadopoulos. In one of these meetings, Mr. Papadopoulos is talking to a foreign diplomat, and he tells the diplomat, Russians have dirt on Clinton. That diplomat then contacts the FBI, and the FBI opens an investigation based on that fact. You point this out on page 1 of the report. July 31st, 2016, they open the investigation based on that piece of information. Diplomat tells Papadopoulos, Papadopoulos tells the diplomat, Russians have dirt on Clinton. Diplomat tells the FBI. What I'm wondering is, who told Papadopoulos? How'd he find out?
I can't get into the evidentiary file.
Yes, you can, because you wrote about it. You gave us the answer. Page 192 of the report, you tell us who told him. Joseph Mifsud. Joseph Mifsud's the guy who told Papadopoulos. The mysterious professor who lives in Rome and London, teaches in 2 different universities. This is the guy who told Papadopoulos. He's the guy who starts it all. And when the FBI interviews him, he lies 3 times, and yet you don't charge him with a crime. You charge Rick Gates for false statements. You charge Paul Manafort for false statements. You charge Michael Cohen with false statements. You charge Michael Flynn, a 3-star general, with false statements. But the guy who puts the country through this whole saga starts it all for 3 years.
Wow. So there's Jim Jordan. Also, there's another time here where Rep. Gary Rosenthal, right? He said, under a system where we presume innocence, the report creates an incentive for another SC to over-investigate AG Reno. Mueller says, I operate under the current statute, not the old one. The question was, AG Barr said he would make the report public. Did you write it? Did you later, the contents? Cannot speak to that. We strove to put exculpatory evidence in as well. Page 1, volume 2, you had an obligation to prosecute or not. And in this case, you made the decision not to prosecute. No, we made the decision not to decide about prosecuting. Drafting I mean, this is just absolutely disgusting, guys. And let me.
What, you're irritated?
Oh my gosh, right? And I'm waiting on QMAP here, guys, to give me the new Q, but they're slow.
I've got it here. If you want me to talk about it for a second,
go ahead and read it.
You want to read it?
Go ahead.
All right, it's a redrop from 3/12/19. It's a very good one, Matrixx. We really like this one.
Shoot. Do it.
Decide for yourself. Be free from outside opinion. Decide for yourself. Be objective in your conclusions. Decide for yourself. Be true in your own beliefs. Decide for yourself. Be open to following the facts. Decide for yourself. Be strong in defending your beliefs. Decide for yourself. Be resistant to blindly accepting factless statements. Decide for yourself. Be free. Those who attack you, those who mock you, those who cull you, those who control you, those who label you, do they represent you? Or do they represent themselves in some form? Mental enslavement. The Great Awakening, freedom of thought, was designed and created not only as a back channel to the public away from the long-standing mind control of the corrupt and heavily biased media, to endure future events through transparency and regeneration of individual thought, breaking the chains of groupthink, but more importantly, aid in the construction of a vehicle, a ship that provides the scattered free thinkers with a starter new social networking platform which allows for freedom of thought, expression, and patriotism, or national pride, the feeling of love, devotion, and sense of attachment to a homeland and alliance with other citizens who share this same sentiment. When non-dogmatic information becomes free and transparent, it becomes a threat to those who attempt to control the narrative and or the stable. When you are awake, you stand on the outside of the stable, group, think, collective, and you have free thought. Free thought is a philosophical viewpoint which holds that positions regarding truth should be formed on the basis of logic, reason, and empiricism, rather than authority, tradition, revelation, or dogma. When you are awake, you're able to clearly see. The choice is yours and yours alone. Trust and put faith in yourself. You're not alone, and you're not in the minority. Difficult truths will soon see the light of day. Where we go one, we go all.
Some.
Q. All.
Boom.
Q.
Boom, boom,
Q.
boom. Didn't we just say
Q.
think for yourself? Didn't we just
Q.
say all this? Didn't I just post this yesterday?
5-5.
Look. Q sent me Senator Ted Cruz.
This is the message.
Who's
There
being
is no
attacked,
other
guys?
message. There is no other message out there.
QAnon's being attacked.
Other messages.
President's being attacked. People are mocking us. People are attacking us. Q movement. Q people. Q baby. They're trying to
They're
call
attacking
us.
the parents of the child that the president pointed to. I mean, look at what they're doing here. Does that represent America?
Does that represent you and out there? Anybody out
Doesn't
there?
represent me.
Doesn't represent me.
I like freedom, Matrixxx. I like freedom.
Wow, it's amazing how this
Q likes freedom.
Q likes us because he just dropped that, man. I'm telling you. And I am, I am so thankful for Q dropping that post again, guys. Wow.
Yeah, pretty impressive to have this, we know what's getting ready to happen, right? I mean, D-Class is coming, and this is going to open up everything, and we're going to have to accept people, no matter who or what they used to think. They may have used to have been a Hillary Clinton supporter. At one point, they may have supported Bernie Sanders.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, they might have voted for Obama. Gee, isn't there a big walk away?
They might have worked in his campaign.
Do you know?
No, it doesn't matter.
Do you know that we actually have helped somebody come from the dark side, Shady?
Yes.
They're no longer a Satanist?
Yes.
Several people?
Yes. People come to the information. We talk to people in the background. People understand what's going on here. They're coming out of the hypnosis. The spell is being broken. I think that's what's hard for people to understand. It's like you're not being brainwashed like in your reality. Like there's a control mechanism, a frequency control mechanism that's been in place that currently is seemingly somehow debilitated or not functioning because everyone's real lives are changing. You can see people's real lives making connections all of a sudden, where before we were sort of just like robo bumping into each other, and now life is starting to happen again. I'm seeing it.
Here's Dexter Greener. Let me tell you what Dexter just said.
Go ahead.
This is what is called forgiveness. This is part of our journey, guys. We make mistakes. There is a Jesus that died for our mistakes, but we must live like that. We must realize that there is a God. All the atheists out there, I'm sorry, you're going to realize that there's a God soon. But guys, I'm just telling you right now that I love this post. This is one of my favorite posts, and it's Q Post 3038 originally. And it's pretty cool that I dropped it on Senator Cruz yesterday. There's my meme. And we have a social media network, and my location is the Nebuchadnezzar, a ship. Coincidence, I'm sure. I'm just kidding, but wow. Shady, wow. How are you guys doing out there? Press 45 if you guys are having a good time.
I think they're having a good time. I think a lot of people saw something today that they were not ready for, which was watching how dysfunctional your government is. This guy, Matrixxx, this guy has been touted for 2.5 years as the top dog in the FBI, the go-getter, get down in the... This man has literally not read this report. That's the reason he kept saying refer to the report. He doesn't know what's in it.
Right.
They had him hooked, like Robert Mueller walk in, they close the door, the three guys, they grab him, they hang him up on the coat rack on the back of the door. They go to work. He's hanging there all day, and then they pick him up and set him off and send him outside of the office, and they go, oh yeah, Mr. Mueller working all day. This guy has, I think he might have been playing Tetris or Solitaire or something. He wasn't paying attention to what these people were writing in this report, and he did not stick to anything close to what I would consider the normal structure of an investigation, and the idea that every single bit of this is fruit of a poisonous tree. In other words, the investigation should never even have existed. Robert Mueller knew in 10 minutes from the moment that he walked in and sat down and started looking at the paperwork. 10 minutes, literally. This is a facade. This is a farce. And I really, to be honest with you, Matrixxx, I felt bad for the man sitting there today having to go through that, because you could tell that he was under so much pressure on every single side that you can imagine. And he did not follow through with being a patriot.
Traitor.
Correct.
I don't have any. I don't. And Mark Meadows said Mueller's struggling to answer even basic questions. He can't even accurately remember facts, evidence, or even his own conclusion. Folks, this guy did not run the investigation. His team of resistance Democrats did.
The 13 angry Democrats that the president tweeted about 900,000 times is who ran this investigation.
I think it's 18 now.
I mean, it is really obvious, and I think the Republic. I was pretty proud of the Republicans, the job that they did up there exposing that. I mean, they went right to the questions. They showed why he wouldn't talk. And why can't he talk about Mifsud? This guy is not a Russian. Everyone knows he's not a Russian. He's been in intelligence, working with Stephen Halper for God knows how long. This is known in the intelligence community. The 17 intelligence agencies know this, but somehow the American people can't get the information through the firewall that is our media.
All right, so Almost Young Gorka is part of MAGA Coalition. He was dropped by Q. MAGA Coalition is suing Q for that, just so you know.
I wonder where they're going to mail the paperwork.
Right, but didn't Jack Posobiec, who is also part of MAGA Coalition, chat logs, aren't they convinced that Q is already alarmed? Didn't they already put that to bed? And how come they can't dox Q like they doxed me? Like they dox people that are out there? They dox my child, people. How come they can't dox Q?
I thought they said there was no Q.
Yes, I know, guys. Another Q drop live. I'm just waiting for these sites to.
I thought they said there was no Q, Matrixx.
No, there's no Q.
How can they sue something that doesn't exist?
There's no Q.
Yeah, so they're going to sue something that's not there?
Maybe it'll force the question. I still don't have the Q drop, guys. So great. We're gonna keep checking. Don't worry, guys. Let's keep going. Melissa, hey, our president retweeted this.
But the guy who puts the country through this whole saga, starts it all for 3 years we've lived this now, he lies, and you guys don't charge him. And I'm curious as to why.
Well, I can't get into it, and it's obvious, I think, that we can't get into charging decisions.
When the FBI interviewed him in February, FBI interviews him in February, when the special counsel's office interviewed Mifsud, did he lie to you guys too?
Can't get into that.
Did you interview Mifsud?
Can't get into that.
No. Is Mifsud Western intelligence or Russian intelligence?
Can't get into that.
A lot of things you can't get into. What's interesting, you can charge 13 Russians no one's ever heard of, no one's ever seen, no one's ever going to hear of them, no one's ever going to see them. You can charge them. You can charge all kinds of people who are around the president with false statements. But the guy who launches the guy who puts this whole story in motion, you can't charge him. I think that's amazing.
I'm not certain I agree with your characterizations.
Well, I'm reading from your report. Mifsud told Papadopoulos. Papadopoulos tells the diplomat tells the FBI opens the investigation July 31st, 2016, and here we are 3 years later, July of 2019, the country's been put through this, and the central figure who launches it all lies to us, and you guys don't hunt him down and interview him again, and you don't charge him with a crime. Now, here's the good news. Here's the good news. The president was falsely accused of conspiracy. The FBI does a 10-month investigation. And James Comey, when we deposed him a year ago, told us at that point they had nothing. You do a 22-month investigation. At the end of that 22 months, you find no conspiracy. And what's the Democrats want to do? They want to keep investigating. They want to keep going. Maybe a better course of action is to figure out how the false accusation started. Maybe it's to go back and actually figure out why Joseph Mifsud was lying to the FBI. And here's the good news. Here's the good news. That's exactly what Bill Barr's doing. And thank goodness for that. That's exactly what the Attorney General and John Durham are doing. They're going to find out why we went through this three-year saga and get to the bottom of it.
Time of the gentleman. He knows too much. Time. Don't let him talk anymore. Time. Goes to the gentleman.
Don't let him answer either. Not only shut him up, but make sure that nobody answers. But the Democrats, you can go on. You can answer that.
Prattle.
You can answer.
You can prattle on and on and on. All right, look at this. Here we go. This is another one from Mark Meadows. God, I love Florida politicians right now. Wow, from Rep. Armstrong, ND. When did you learn one of your top attorneys, Andrew Wiseman, attended Hillary Clinton's 2016 election night party? I'm not sure. Isn't it a conflict of interest? I'm not going to answer that. Well, I want you to answer that, you scared deer in the headlights. Oh, my God.
Huh? You weren't supposed to say that. You were supposed to ask me that.
So it looks like they chose this option, Shady.
Which one did they choose? Did they choose A or B?
They chose this one. If Mueller defers to the original report, but D's and fake news push a false narrative, knowing majority of the public did not actually watch the hearing, right? I'm not even reading that right, but you get the gist. Will AG Barr be forced to declass all documentation to ensure full public awareness of the truth? Press 17 if you want declass, like right now.
Yes. Yes. Can we have this, please?
Declass this right now.
Would you pass the declass?
Carol Curtis says it's not in my purview. I got my purview on my mind and my I got my mind
Money
on my
on
purview
my mind.
and my purview on my mind.
I have my purview.
Right on. Yeah.
Rolling.
You see me trolling.
Sipping
And
on
that was the
fingers.
end of the first poop show. There it is. I gotta go.
I gotta run out so I can run back to the other dotards that are coming at me next.
Right? Wow, that's so cool, man. That is so cool. Wow. That's weird about
I mean, what a
Corticon.
day. What a time to really, like I said, to really see who is in charge out there and what year was. 2.5 years for that. I mean, really? You're telling me we have 2.5 years to lead up to that, and that's like something some people in America is going to hang their hat on? They're not getting very many headlines out of that, because that was a bomb, like you said.
Yeah,
we were talking earlier. We were saying that we should. That was deserving of the crooked stick to pull him off the stage.
Right? Get out of here.
Get this guy out of here. He's done.
All right.
This goose is cooked.
So MAGA Coalition, Jack Posobiec, I can't see him because he's blocked me for a long time now. But they are going to sue in multiple jurisdictions, all for a LARP, of course. Let me just see if I have my tweet. Maybe I did it later after this. I did. Hang on. Because I want to show you my tweet about... Oh, Seb Gorka, since like last April, not this last April, but last April, Q is garbage. He's blocked. Or I'm blocked. He doesn't like me. He doesn't like me much there, Shady. Jack Posobiec.
The European intelligence guys seem to not really like us too much.
Ooh. Look at Jen Flynn.
New header.
Look at this. Look
Betsy
at
Ross.
that. Oh, do we have any 1776 Q posts? Do you think?
There's a few. Remember the one on? Remember the number 1776 Q post?
Yes.
That was a really good one. I liked that one.
And I'm going to want you to read this, Shady, because I'm trying to save my voice. But there's number 1776. Look at this. On Q post 1776, we got the president's pen in 1776. I mean, that's not a Q proof, no? Is that a Q proof? No? No. That can't be a Q proof. Nope.
Nope.
All right, Shady, go ahead. This is 1787. Go ahead and
1787.
read that one.
It's a response to the estimated number of patriots reached worldwide. Eyes on 300 to 350 million, tracking 52 to 58 million. You didn't think common sense was simply a coincidence, did you? Think email, think number 1776. But how did we know an article was going to be dropped later that night?
Q. Here, I want you to read. I want you to read this one right here.
Number 1369.
Yes.
All right. It's the number 1776. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of those ends is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such a form as to then shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence, indeed, will dictate the governments long established should be changed for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms by which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. And then there's the link there. I'm not at the very bottom of that one. Yep. Sessions, We Fight Q, and the link to the Breitbart article referencing to Eric Prince. Wow, guys. That is, I think, that if there is anything that Anons are doing, it is this right here. We did not come here to make the wheel a more efficient enslavement tool. We came here to break the wheel. That's what we plan on doing. 1776 will live in infamy because no one will ever forget what this country did to free the world from those who came here to enslave it.
God bless you, General Flynn. Yeah, Shady, well said, brother. Sorry.
Yep. And thank you so much, man, for all of you people coming to this conversation, everyone paying attention. You do not understand how much your attention to the freedom of your republic is necessary. It isn't kind of, sort of, it isn't close to. The idea that you care and that you come to the conversation is the backbone of this movement. You are this movement. You are the energy that brings us together in the long run. This conversation is nowhere close to out in the open, guys. We are going to be moving quickly once it starts to become an international topic. The people in the rest of the world are a little bit ahead of us here. What they know is what's going on with Q. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of people in the world that are ready to jump right in and help all of us Americans institute laws of freedom so that they can use as examples to free themselves.
Right. We got it.
That's what we're doing.
Absolutely, Shady. Very well said, man. Wow, that was awesome. Check this out too, guys. Watch this. Ready?
They are achieving their goal, Democratic lawmakers, to this point.
I think on the facts, yes, the case for an obstruction impeachment is there. As salesmen, it's tough that Jerry Nadler had the best questions and he was the first one. Mm-hmm. Everyone's entirely forgotten that by the end. So we need to sell this better.
What about Republican lawmakers? Have they achieved, or are they achieving their goal, in your opinion?
I don't know what they tried to achieve here. Half of it was QAnon conspiracy theories and things about there not being enough Fox News in the Mueller report.
What? I did not see that till just now.
Half of it was QAnon conspiracy theories and things about there not being enough Fox News in the Mueller report.
Wow. Well, let's go ask Jack Posobiec because he's bringing a legal action, so he probably hasn't addressed.
Here, half of it was QAnon conspiracy theories and things about there not being enough Fox News in the Mueller report.
Okay, I was muted. Mods, I got a question for you in the chat. Also, let's go back to this Q post real quick. This is Q post 3474. Who are the real racists? Projection does not work when we, the people, are awake. Q, and that's absolutely true. Look at this person. Oh my gosh. So let's go to QAnon Pastry Chef and let's watch this.
A lot of conservatives in particular would say that the rise in Islamophobia is a result not of hate, but a fear, a legitimate fear, they say, of quote-unquote jihadist terrorism, whether it's Fort Hood or San Bernardino or the recent truck attack in New York. What do you say to them?
I would say our country should be more fearful of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country. We should be profiling, monitoring, and creating policies to fight the radicalization of white men.
Oh my God!
You got to be kidding me!
How many people have you killed today, Shady?
None.
Just absolutely disgusting.
I didn't just not do it today. I've never done it.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go to this. Let's go watch our president. Here he comes. Ready? I'm actually gonna come back. Let's go.
Schumer and wrote things today that I wouldn't have believed they would have written, and I appreciate that they did that. This has been a very bad thing for our country. And despite everything we've been through, it's been an incredible 2.5 years for our country. The administration, our president, me, we've done a great job. We've got the strongest stock market, the best unemployment numbers, the most number of people ever working in the history of our country right now. almost 160 million. Our military has been rebuilt and getting even stronger. We've done a great job, and we've done it under this terrible, phony cloud, a phony cloud, that's all it was. And they should be ashamed of themselves, absolutely ashamed. And you know who knew it was a phony cloud more than anyone else? It was Schiff and Nadler and Schumer and Pelosi, every one of them. They all knew it was phony stuff. And you look at the polls are showing it maybe more than anybody else or anything else. And I've had my best polls, and I don't say why, but people see what's gone on in our country with this whole thing. I've been going through it for 3 years. For 3 years, all nonsense. So this was a very big day for our country. This was a very big day for the Republican Party. And you could say it was a great day for me, but I don't even like to say that. It's great. I'll tell you what, I very much appreciate those incredible warriors that you watched today on television, Republicans, that defended something and defended something very powerful, very important, because they were really defending our country. More than anything else, they were defending our country.
Yes.
But they were warriors, and they've been warriors for a long time. And everybody knew it was a hoax, especially the Democrats. I wish we could be a fly in the wall in those rooms where the Democrats would go in and talk before and after meetings, and they'd be laughing and smiling and say, can you believe that we're getting away with this? But in the end, they didn't get away with it. Yeah. So there is no such a thing. He didn't have the right to exonerate. And, you know, it's very interesting. People mention exoneration. That was something where he totally folded because he never had the right to exonerate. And it was covered very well by Congressman Turner and put to a conclusion. We were, if you take a look at not only the report, beyond the report, take a look at not what he said, but what he was forced to say. And even your networks and your network and your network and every one of these networks, they put up their hands. You know, we had a couple of cases actually we had about 6 cases where they asked our people, our representatives, television networks, please don't come in tonight. We're not going to be doing much on it. And the reason they're not, because it's over. Go ahead.
Are you concerned you could be indicted out of office? And you were Brett talking so much about WikiLeaks, given Robert Mueller called that problematic.
So WikiLeaks is a hoax just like everything else. And all of those problems having to do with crime were the biggest hoax of all. It was a witch hunt, a total witch hunt. And when you saw Robert Mueller's statement, the earlier statement, and then he did a recap, he did a correction later on in the afternoon. And you know what that correction was? And you still ask the question. You know why? Because you're fake news. And you're one of the most. And let me just tell you, the fact that you even asked that question, you're fake news. Because you know what? He totally corrected himself in the afternoon, and you know that just as well as anybody. Caitlin. I don't know whose answers weren't. I guess his answers weren't, because if you look, the whole report, you take a look at what they did. Some of the things that he didn't even know about. Some of the things he didn't even know what was going on. But you know, in the end, what he did, he actually probably came through for himself. The performance was obviously not very good. He had a lot of problems. But what he showed more than anything else is that this whole thing has been 3 years of embarrassment and waste of time for our country. And you know what? The Democrats thought they could win an election like this. I think they hurt themselves very badly for 2020. Did I what? I don't know. I really don't know. I never had. Don't know. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, frankly, whether or not he did, it wouldn't matter to me, because he did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. because it's so unimportant. It was always a very unimportant meeting. It was only important to the fake news. Go ahead. No, he didn't say that. Again, you're fake news, and you're right at the top of the list also. Let me just tell you, go back to what, it's not what he said. Read his correction. Read his correction. If you read his correction,
we are the
find
news
out.
now, Anons,
That's
Patriots.
why people don't deal with you, because you're not an honest reporter. John? John, they are devastated. The Democrats lost so big today. Their party is in shambles right now. They've got the squad leading their party. They are a mess. Where even you take a look at Scribe and you take a look at so many of the people that were the most outspoken, and they say this was a devastating day for the Democrats. And you know it, John, and everybody else knows it. This was a devastating day for the Democrats. No, a very dumb and very unfair question. Because if you look at his correction, he took that totally out of play. He made his decision based on the facts, not based on some rule. So you shouldn't even ask that question because you know it's a phony. Go ahead. The Democrats had nothing, and now they have less than nothing. And I think they're going to lose the 2020 election very big, including congressional seats, because of the path that they chose. Now, who knows where it goes? From what I hear, they're giving up. But I just say, I know them too well. They'll never give up. They'll go back into the room and they'll try and figure something out. This whole thing has been, honestly, it's been collusion. It's been collusion with the media. It's been collusion with other countries. This has been a disaster for the Democrats, and I think we're going to win bigger than ever. Now, I'm going to West Virginia, one of the great states, a state that's doing, if you look at percentage up, I think it's number 1 or number 2 in the country, and nobody would have believed that. West Virginia is doing great. So I'm going to West Virginia. We did have a big case today. You know, we won the asylum case in Washington, which frankly, you should be asking about that because that's the real deal. I can't believe how nice you are today. Go ahead, give me a question.
My question to the president is that even though he's backed away from it, you have to read off good faith indictments.
No, because we did nothing wrong. The answer is very simple. Nothing was done wrong. This was all a big hoax. And if you look at it today, nothing was done wrong. Now, I believe what you're going to find a lot of things that were done very wrong, but that's going on now. That's something you haven't been writing about, and that has to do with the other sides. That has to do with a thing called investigate the investigators. Let's see what happens. That's going to be very interesting.
Boom. All right.
Look, I think Robert Mueller did a horrible job.
Robert Mueller did a
both
good
today
job.
and with respect to the investigation.
Yeah,
but in all fairness to Robert Mueller, he had nothing to work with. You know, you can be a builder, but if they don't give you the right materials, you're not going to build a very good building. Robert Mueller had no material. He had nothing to work with. So obviously he did very poorly today. I don't think there's anybody, even among the fakers, I don't think there's anybody that would say he did well. I looked at your people. They're saying it was devastating for the Democrats. And even, I will tell you, the two most nauseous and nauseating networks whose ratings have both gone down, way down, even they said this was a really bad day for the Democrats. So Robert Mueller did a poor job, but in all fairness to him, he had nothing to work with, David.
Do you regret not talking to Mueller now that you've seen him in action?
Look, I saw what he did
Whoa. This is bad. This is crazy good.
I am actually muted again.
Dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun. Basically just said that there's a new Q drop, Power of Anon
You're muted
Research.
again. You're muted.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm unmuted now. I'm unmuted.
Okay.
But the Power of Anon Research. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, I really feel bad about it. I do, but I don't. In resurface interview, Ilhan Omar answers questions on jihadist terrorism by saying Americans should be more fearful of white men. Wow. So the Power of Anon Research, guys. Hat tip to all the brilliant Anons. And let's go back to our president, because this is absolutely shady. You know, what do you think? This. Oh my God. Kind of a hat tip to all the warriors.
Pretty impressive.
Right? Very impressive. Let's go back to it, okay? Here we go.
To people how he ruined people's lives because they didn't remember a date or something very minor. He ruined people's lives. The Democrats, they took people and they destroyed their lives. They went bankrupt because they couldn't afford the legal fees, and they were good people, many, many people. So when you ask me that question, all they have to do is see how nice this weather is. If I made a mistake and said I was talking to the media and it was a little bit rainy, a little bit overcast, they'd say, well, he lied. Let me tell you, I've seen what they've done to people. I've seen how they've destroyed people like General Flynn and so many others. What they've done to people, no, I did the right thing.
Boom.
Well, Mueller had no material. Sure, Mueller had no material to work with, and he did a horrible job. Obviously, his presentation was way off, but that's okay. It didn't matter. He had no material. There was nothing done wrong. In fact, things were done right. There was nothing done wrong. And certainly, I mean, look, I read the papers and I read the press and I read the internet. And if you see what's going on the internet, if you listen to the internet, this was one of the worst performances in the history of our country. So
yes.
You know that.
If
you
you
know
listen
that
to
very
us,
well.
this was a
But
bomb.
I don't think anybody could have done a good performance. He had no material. It was a fake set of facts that the Democrats used to and others to try and do really an illegal overthrow. But we're going to find out about that.
Wow, Shady. That was
An illegal overthrow.
Absolutely. Wow.
Well, the asylum is a big, say it. So the asylum is a very big ruling. That was a tremendous ruling today. We appreciate it. We respect the courts very much. That helps us very much at the border. The numbers are way down at the border, which is a good thing. Apprehensions are way down because Mexico has now 22,000 soldiers, and they mean business because they know what happens. The alternative is not good for them. It's also good for Mexico what they're doing because the cartels have been running all of the border for years and years, and Mexico is saying, and the president is saying, we got to clean it up. So they've got 21,000 soldiers. They'll probably put up more, but this ruling today on asylum is a tremendous ruling. So Guatemala gave us their word. We were going to sign a safe third agreement, and then all of a sudden they backed up. They said it was their Supreme Court. I don't believe that, but they used their Supreme Court as the reason they didn't want to do it. So we'll either do tariffs or we'll do something. We're looking at something very severe with respect to Guatemala. I've already cut all payments. I did that a year ago. I cut all payments going to Honduras, El Salvador, and Guatemala. We used to send them $500 million for nothing. For nothing. They didn't do anything except set up caravans. So Guatemala, we're going to take care of, and it won't even be tough. We're looking at a couple of different things. One of the things very heavy is, as you know, Mexico has put 6,000 people on that border. Let me just tell you something. I know you always have a question. You mean my White House aides lied? What about his aides? What about Mueller's aides?
What
He
the
didn't
heck are
say
these
that at
people's
all.
problems,
You're
Shady?
untruthful when you ask. You are untruthful when you ask that question. When you ask that question, you're untruthful. And you know who else is untruthful? You know who else is untruthful? His aides. And Weissman was untruthful. And Weissman got caught just like he did with Arthur Anderson, where he lost in the Supreme Court 9-0. His aides were very untruthful. And they put Mueller, not at all. They put Mueller in a very bad position. His aides put him in a very bad position. And if you were ever truthful, you'd be able to write the truth.
Wow. Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. And more.
Did he just walk away?
Yeah, they just, oh, dude, it's gone.
Okay.
No blue pills, Kirk. We want red pills only. But wow.
Looks like he was still standing there.
Well, he walked away. No, he said, you're untruthful, and boom. Here, I'll just rewind it a little bit here.
Okay.
Here we go.
Was untruthful? His aides. And Weissman was untruthful. And Weissman got caught just like he did with Arthur Anderson, where he lost in the Supreme Court 9-0.
Yeah, you might be right.
His aides were very untruthful. And they put Mueller, not at all. They put Mueller in a very bad position. His aides put him in a very bad position. And if you were ever truthful, you'd be able to write the truth.
Have you called Boris Johnson?
That's awesome. He walked away, in my opinion. But wow. I mean, message sent, message received. Huh?
Whoa. Trying to figure out if he actually did walk away or if they just cut the feed.
Well, he was kind of walking away. And
Seemed
they
like
cut
he
the
was,
feed.
sort of.
So I think they cut the feed and he walked away.
5-5.
5 by 5, guys. But wow. Wow. I mean,
Someone said only CBS cut.
you can say they cut the feed because they did cut the feed. I mean, I get that. But he was
They
done.
absolutely did.
He was done anyways, man. He said what he needed to say. I didn't need any more. I mean, geez, these guys are just... We're the news now, guys. You, Anons. Let's see. We got Jordan Say they're praying medic. You know, Matrixxx Grooove Hour, guys. We're the news now. They're not. All right? It's amazing, man. Did you hear him call us all warriors?
Yes. He was talking right to us during that whole thing. He was like, these people know what I'm talking about. I know you don't care, but America does.
Yes, we do. And we
do care.
You got Bette Midler like saying like who are these black people? How much did Trump pay them to be there? Blacks for Trump, Bet. Oh my gosh, these people are just insane. I just can't anymore, man. You know what I mean? Like, it is just absolutely insane what these people are doing.
Well, they're trying to run every narrative. I mean, you know, really is it's a campaign of just trying to run every narrative and confuse people. Only thing that
Shady, hang on, I
try to confuse people more, man. That's what they're gonna do.
I got an issue here. I'm sorry about that, brother. Hang on one second.
Now, even when we're talking about the president, people will say,
my computer
you know,
freeze, but this is from the Q post. Let's
his
just watch that.
remarks are racist.
Sorry,
and
Shady.
Forget
it's all good.
The inherent racism that has always been part of him, and how much
There's no
always
racism.
takes an opportunity to others to vilify them.
Mark Merritt has been listening as well. He's live in Washington. Let's begin with you, Mark. Brand new hour. Good morning.
Yeah, no, Mark. I don't need to listen to Mark. I need to listen for myself and find out what's going on. But this isn't the first time Omar's been criticized for making controversial statements with regard to Islam, right? Here's another one.
Just 33 to the Minnesota House of Representatives in
This
November
is the one that we
2016.
found, the Anons found, right?
That was, of course, the same night that Donald Trump was elected president of the U.S. How did you feel that night? Was it a happy night for you, a sad night, a bit of both?
I think it was bittersweet. I joked with my campaign staff and campaign supporters that we stayed.
Well, I can't watch this person anymore. Basically, if somebody has a problem with our country, if somebody doesn't want to be in our country, they should leave. And I stand 100% behind our president when he says that.
There's a difference between wanting to make things right and make things better and wanting to change the fundamental institution that governs us, we the people. They're not talking about some sort of newfangled idea. They're talking about cutting down the institutions that we have relied on to keep X amount of freedom since the inception of our country. That is what their goal is, and that's what the president, that's why he's going so hard, man. It's why he doesn't stop, is because he knows that this is the battle of our lives, and he knows that if he doesn't get up and do it, nobody else is gonna.
Right.
Period. Who else is gonna? Show me another billionaire that cares as much as this man does about America. Show me one.
Yeah.
Show me one. Anywhere. Yeah. Someone who's made their billions off of the backs of this country, a lot of the times, you know, whatever, but show me one that shows any level of patriotism. They all show loyalty to globalism.
There's our warrior. Janice Litton says, I got kicked off Twitter earlier today for calling Bette Midler a racist for saying background.
What?
Wow, good for you. You're a warrior. They can't stand the truth. They only rely on deception. Shady, how many people go to Trump rallies as opposed to any other rally that I've ever seen ever in my entire life?
I don't think that if you take every Democrat candidate and every single person that is
and Republican, I want to show the Bush. I've never seen that many people at a Bush rally.
Never.
That's what I'm saying. This false paradigm. They
didn't even do. You know, they weren't even doing any type of campaign thing during their presidency because no one would show up.
Right.
I mean, they wouldn't.
Because they own both horses. They didn't even care if you showed up.
And that's kind of what people have to understand. That's what you're seeing today with the media and this echo chamber of like trying to tell you that you're the minority because of the way you think. Well, I think the idea that who shows up for Trump whenever he's not directly in an election cycle compared to who would show up for Bush or Clinton in the middle of theirs. I mean, even Obama wasn't getting that many people at any type of event.
No.
They weren't showing up for it. He could have never done a rally with 25,000 people at the drop of a hat in 3 days' notice.
Oh, Shady. Oh my gosh, dudes. I just realized this too. I used that meme yesterday with 3038, but I forgot that oh my gosh. Wait, I'm going to go find it right now on my timeline. I want to play this today and I have it. Look at our Q Music links, Shady. Look at what I retweeted last night from March 25th. I retweeted this last night. You can see right here clearly. It's on my timeline from yesterday. There's Donald Trump's tweet 18 hours ago. This is me retweeting it. But I want to play the full version right here. And guess what it is, Shady? So that is linked on the Twitter. I wanted to wait for, and I thought the mods would have dropped it, but let me get it for you. Here it comes right now. Copy link to tweet. And here we go. Here's the link right here. Boom. All right, so you can check that out. But look at that. Shady, I posted that twice yesterday, last night. And I'm sure it's a coincidence that Q posted it again today.
Well, it's the statement that matters in our movement. It's what matters.
I mean, you know, he knows that they're attacking this Q baby and the parents. I mean, it's absolutely disgusting, man.
Well, they're not hiding it. They're doing it right in front of him in his board on the chans.
Pseudonym dropped it already. I love her. I did not mean to call her a slacker. Never. You know I love you guys. Black Patriot, Brown Patriot, White Patriot. Demo says,
Patriot is a patriot.
There is no skin color for a patriot.
Exactly right. That's what they don't want us to teach people. If we teach people that, boy, they are messed up 6 ways to Sunday.
Yes, Kiwi. Slack mods except for Sue. Absolutely. And Rocket, you go sit in the corner. Poussin, I love you guys. Who has the best mods on YouTube? Who?
We do.
Who?
We do.
I love you guys. Thank you very much. Angelfly, 2Q Rogue, I've been watching your comments. Awesome. You know, we've got a lot to do. We got a lot to do. So we've got some things to keep going. I mean, D-Class could happen. I think it's going to happen, guys. Press 17 if you think D-Class needs to happen. I mean, I'm going to do it right again. And guys, I cannot believe that we are at the end of this show. I mean, we can just keep going on and on and on and on. Wow.
Well, the president is not stopping, man. So it's our job to continue to follow, and he's talking to all of us. He's talking to all of us.
He's talking to you. He's talking to me. He's talking to your neighbor, even if they don't know yet. He's talking to your friends and family that don't know yet. But you will be there because love is patient. And love is kind, guys. And we will be there for everybody with open arms when they're ready to see. And we can help guide them. But remember, the truth is learned. It's never told. Discern for yourself. But we must speak this word together as patriots, guys. And keep going on. Keep doing it. You should do a 24-hour show, Ben Davis Jr. Oh, my gosh. Could you imagine us being here on 24 hours? Cafefe would just need to be pipelined in.
They would get tired of it.
You guys would get sick of us. Wouldn't they get sick of us, Shady? I get sick of me after an hour of this.
What does that say about me?
What does that say about me? I love you
yourself.
all.
You're definitely sick of me.
Oh, gosh. I wasn't going to say anything.
I know. You told everybody.
Shady, let's go ahead and do this. Wow. What do you think?
She got the phone?
She's got the phone.
She's ready to jump.
Wait, we got the Oxygen Life. Come together. Fight the dark together. Yes, we are many. They are few. I love you guys. Yes, Oxygen Life. You know, I agree. It truly is the man behind the curtain. You know, it truly is. It truly is that Wizard of Oz. And I tell you right now, that's the 6 to 7% that aren't going. So, you know, what was it? 6 to 7% won't make it.
4 to 6% aren't going to make it.
Yeah, something to that effect. Yes. And I have a feeling that's the cabal. That's literally how small they are. We are many. We forgot our power, but we got it back, Shady. And you know what, guys? Keep digging, because you know the saying, right? Here it comes. Yo, wait for it.
What are shovels used for? Digging.
Guys, they coming to you 5-5, guys. We ran the show a little later today so you could make sure you witnessed the debacle that is your current government structure. That's the people behind the curtain right there. You saw a good taste of it today, and the president wanted to make sure and Q that you guys saw that so you would understand that these people have been lying. They've not been unaware. They've not been misinformed. Brennan is gone there. I was misinformed. You got to be kidding me. This ain't gonna ride, guys. We've got him where we want him. Matrixx, I'm gonna get out of here right in front of you, bud. Thanks so much for joining us today, and I really hope you guys enjoyed the program out there. Matrixx.
Yep. Shady, thank you very much. intheMatrixxx with 3 X's on Twitter. Shady Grooove with 3 O's on Twitter, guys. Keep that digging. Keep the faith, guys. And let's just watch this Panic D-Class again. I love it because that's what we need. That's the route they chose. We're gonna look at the talking points tomorrow at 4 a.m. We're gonna find out about these lying sacks of Republicans and Democrats, guys. We need MAGA candidates, period.
Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, guys. We will check you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. Matrixxx Groove Hour, 1300 p.m. Eastern. YouTube.com/C/intheMatrixxx. We love you. D-Class, we love our president. We love freedom. Patriots have no skin color, folks. Truth will set us free. Wow, guys, what a day. See you tomorrow. Peace.